Draymond's back. Draymond's back. We got about 23 minutes left in the show.
Why did you take a deep breath like that?
Because I think playoff football has distracted us. And we had the 40-minute presser last week where he got asked like 7 questions and every answer felt like 5 minutes. We had the podcast, but now he's back. We've said a lot about Draymond Green since he's been out. We haven't seen him since December. What was it, 13th against the Phoenix Suns or the 12th? Draymond's back. And it is what DeMichael said there. This feels like the last hope until Dunleavy starts to maybe make some moves.
Look, I'll just say this about Draymond. As I'm learning in my own life, nothing lasts forever, and you need to make the most of the little bit of time that you have with people in your industry, in your life, whatever it is. Dog, if you didn't figure it out by now, that's on you. Draymond can point the finger at anyone, and he hasn't really. This time he finally accepted culpability.
Yep.
But if he screws up one more time after this, really nobody should be defending him at this point.
Yeah.
He's gotten enough chances.
It's it.
He's had enough leeway. He's had enough runway to make mistakes. And look, I was a young man who made a lot of mistakes, and I didn't do it in the public eye, and so I was able to rehabilitate myself to a certain degree, and there's things that I struggle with to this day. I'm not perfect. I don't pretend to be. But my goodness, Draymond Green, do you realize how good you've got it? You know? I mean, you really do. And this organization could have said, you know, we've had enough. Right. Time and time and time again. If he does it one more time, man, that would smack of very disrespectful to the people that have backed you, whether we're talking about Curry or Kerr or Lakeup or, you know, to a degree Myers or whomever. Like, it's really, honestly, it's all in his court. The ball is in his court, and I am really rooting for this man to figure it out because the Warriors desperately need a reliable Draymond Green on the night on the court every single night.
And his defense has been bad. I mean, that's where he hangs his hat on, right? Playing defense, communicating, barking. Dr. Michael said he wants to see Draymond play with that same edge. And look, it wasn't the referee situation that got to him. Like I know Steve Kerr mentioned last week, he's got to stop talking to the refs. But that's not what got him popped. What got him popped was choking Gobert and basically slapping Yusuf Nurkic. I'm not going to say slapping, but basically backhanded him. You know what I'm saying? Trying to sell a call.
I mean, it was like an elbow, arm, flaily thingy. I don't even know what the hell it was.
I mean, so he's got to be on his best behavior, no doubt, because Steve Kerr said his career's in a crisis. That means, and we heard the report from Shams Charania last week, everybody's on the table, with the exception of Stephen Curry in terms of deals.
Don't take this the wrong way. My brain is not how everyone else's brain is. I know it's a little weird. God, the Warriors feel like such an afterthought with the Niners-Packers game coming up, and I'm going to be monitoring. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be enjoying it. I'm all in. Believe me, I am all in. They need to make a trade, and if they make a trade, these lines will be lit up. Believe me, they will. But it just feels like right now, the collective around the Warriors, most people is like, dude, just figure it out. So by the time football season's over, I got something to cheer for come March and April. That's all we want. Just figure it out.
You're not wrong. They're on the road. They're playing Memphis today, and Memphis has Marcus Smart out.
They should
Brandon
win
Clark's
today.
out. Desmond Bane's out. Jaren Jackson Jr. is questionable. Steven Adams is out. John Moran is out.
You sat Curry for this game.
Right. To get some rest.
It
and
felt
he needed a rest.
Oh, no,
he was gassed. The last 9 games,
doubt.
Curry, you know, he's averaging over 20, but the efficiency, man, 32% from 3 and 35 from the floor. He needed a rest. And they got a day off. Now he gets a couple days off before playing Memphis, and I get why you don't play them back-to-back, but I understand what you're saying. It does feel like, look, you have to win this back over, which is crazy, right? They're a championship organization. They have won championships in the past, but after all the shenanigans on the court, which started the antics, which Steve Kerr mentioned, and we've said it over and over here.
100%.
The antics of Draymond Green
100%.
has shoved some people away. There's Warrior fans I see all the time, man, and they say, Bonte, the Warriors are becoming unwatchable because of some of the things that have gone on with this organization.
I would agree.
And then you look at Andrew Wiggins, and you're like, damn, I don't know what I'm going to get from Andrew Wiggins. He may score 17. He may score 5. He may score 19. He may play 20 minutes and not have any impact. And then you think about Kuminga. You think about Moody, who all of a sudden, back-to-back 21-point games, but guess what? He's out for the next 10 days due to a calf strain. CP3, we may never see him play again in a Warriors uniform. So I hear what you're saying, and it is Niners-Packers. I'm going to be heavy on Niners-Packers.
But do I sound like a hater?
No, it is what I understand it. I understand where you're coming from. Niners are about to play the Packers. We finally know, after having 3 weeks off, know that they've been the number one seed since beating up on who they beat to get the number one seed. Was it Arizona? No. Seattle, right?
The Niners beat the Commanders.
They beat the Commanders to clinch the number one seed. Beat the Commanders.
Technically, because of all the losses that day for
They beat the Commanders
else,
to beat the number one seed.
ended up winning.
Right, exactly. But this is, for me, obviously working with the Warriors and being a partner with the Warriors at NBC Sports Bay Area. We don't work for the Warriors. We're partners with them. This next month is very intriguing because it could be the end of the core. It could be the end of the run.
I didn't have a chance to react to it, but when I saw everyone but Steph Curry is available via trade, and then I watched that game that Klay Thompson had the other night, and look, money and how much a guy gets and what's going to happen in the offseason, like all that I understand. For this year, I don't see how you can make yourself better moving off of Klay Thompson right now. Right now. To me, I'd keep him. I would keep him. That jarred me, though, seeing that report.
Yeah.
That's the first acknowledgement that they would even consider breaking this thing up.
Well, that report came out, but I'm not going to lie to you, Shasky. I've been hearing that for the last month.
Really?
Yeah, for the last month.
Why don't you ever tell me these things?
Well, it's not for public consumption.
Yeah, and I got a big mouth.
Yeah, I can't, I don't trust a lot of people on this earth.
My guys turned into Stone Cold Steve Austin. DTA, don't trust anybody.
I know, I was like, man, I was sitting there, trust me. There's times I'm looking at my phone, I was like, man, I need to talk to somebody about this. So I just spitball Diana and tell her, and she doesn't even listen to half the things I say. So she don't even care. But no, this is something that's been in the works because of, first of all, you got too many guys. So somebody's going to be the odd man out, like Moses Moody's been the odd man out. At one point, Jonathan Kuminga on this basketball team, which is pretty hilarious when you think about it, was out of the rotation.
And now he's their third best scorer while Draymond Green's out.
Right, exactly. So I am intrigued to see what Dunleavy does because the deal needs to be, you got to open up this for Kuminga. There's no more, hey, Kuminga can only play 18 minutes. He's got to play at least 25 a game. Andrew Wiggins feels like the odd man out. So what do you get in return for Andrew Wiggins? What do you get in return for Chris Paul? Is Moses Moody on the way out?
It just feels like to me there's really no solution in season, but that's where I go back to everything needs to be set up so the offseason you have the most flexibility to be able to improve yourself for a 2-year run. Like that's what we're in. We're at the end of the Curry saga. This is the end of the book. How are we going to get some form of the Avengers together here to make one more good run?
What's the squad going to look like February 8th? And now we're in that stretch.
It feels like I'm conceding this year while I say that, but I still, it's a weird NBA season.
It's very strange.
Like, I don't really trust a lot of teams out there.
Well, think about Utah. All of a sudden they surge, right? We're going to see Utah Wednesday. It will be heavy Niners. We will break, it will be 90% 49ers this week. There's no doubt about that. But the Warriors, look, they're a game and a half out of the Rockets for the 10th spot. The Lakers right now are outside of the box. They're not even in the play-in tournament right now. The Lakers or the Warriors. You know the Lakers are going to make moves. Phoenix is trying to figure it out. Mike Brown for the Sacramento Kings is bringing laptops to the press conference.
I respect it.
I mean, after Darko Rajakovic went crazy on the referees after the Lakers game, yeah, Mike Brown bringing a laptop. I've never seen that before. And the memes that came out of that was epic. Epic.
At least get my guy an iPad.
At the laptop. Hey, bring me the laptop here. Let me show you guys. And Anthony Slater's right there, who stayed back in Milwaukee to cover that game. Of course, he'll be in Memphis later today. Like, do you trust Minnesota in the playoffs? Do you trust OKC? Denver's right there. The Clippers are rolling. So it is a weird NBA season. It is very weird. But that's the intrigue with the Warriors. What are they going to do? What are they going to do?
Stop playing Jerome Robinson, some guy I'd never heard of until the other night.
They had no choice.
What the heck was that?
They had no choice.
Stop playing Corey Joseph.
You have no choice.
I mean, come on.
You need an extra ball handler.
I mean, geez Louise. I mean, all of the fretting over every roster decision and every roster spot, and every year with the Warriors, we talk so much about the 12th, 13th, 14th man, and every year I see guys that I've never heard of or shouldn't be on the team getting crazy minutes, and it's just like, wow, I can't believe we're here. We're at this portion in the season.
Yep, we're here. Warriors are 18-21, taking on the Grizzlies. Take a couple calls. We got a Warriors call. We got a Niners call. Let's take the Warriors call, and then we'll pivot back to the 49ers and talk some playoff football here as the Niners get ready for the Packers. Your favorite caller. She was a nominee for Rookie Roaster of the Year.
Robin?
No, she's not a rookie.
Oh, sorry.
Tony in Oakland.
Oh, Tony. Hey. All right, Tony.
Okay, good morning. Okay, you want to solve the problem? It's just a shot away. It doesn't matter if it's the Warriors or if the Niners, because the Niners have a problem. If they get down in the fourth quarter by 8, or they can't come back. They're 0-37, right?
You know your stuff, Tony.
Yeah,
you know your stuff.
So this is the thing. It's just a shot away, the remedy. Because right now, the Warriors, I watched the game, they feel thin. when they're out there, they don't have this uprightness, right? The other teams feel much more centered. So what they need is to get a shot of something. They need to be infused. And if you want an example, like Goff, right? Goff with Detroit, he always felt thin. I mean, from Cal, right? The boy wasn't centered. And then he gets with this new guy. I forget the name of his coach, but that guy gives him heroism, right? He gets infused with it, and suddenly Goff is playing like he never has before. For some reason, I don't understand why this is. Maybe there are not a lot of people who have ever really played or gotten in. They haven't felt that infusion of something where the coach gives it to you. If you, for instance, like Purdy and McCaffrey, you don't have to worry about them. They don't even need a coach. But a lot of these other players need someone to infuse them.
Hey.
Okay, the only shot before every at-bat, I had heard a rumor, Tony, and you tell me if you had ever
She's
heard
off
this
the line.
Oh,
yeah.
she's gone. Well, that doesn't surprise me. She is a little off the line. But Aaron Rowan, I heard, used to go into the dugout and take a shot of whiskey or bourbon or whatever the heck his drink of choice was. And I heard he used to, do it that way.
Yeah.